This is the Movcan V80 electric bike, a step-through city cruiser with clean lines, a chunky carbon steel frame, 26-inch wheels, and a practical vibe. It looks like a commuter, but it hides a serious motor. There's a full rear rack, a bright headlight, a tail light with turn signals, an electric horn, and a simple LCD on the bars. The tires are 26 by 1.95 all-terrain, the fork has suspension, and there's a mid-mounted shock that helps tame rough patches. It's the kind of setup that says daily ride first, weekend trail second. From my experience, the defining trait here is power. The 1000-watt hub motor, peaking higher, hits with instant torque. That 80 Nm figure isn't just a spec. It's the shove you feel the moment you twist the throttle or kick on pedal assist. Getting to 28 miles per hour doesn't take long, and keeping that pace on the flats is easy. Short, steep climbs that would usually bog down a smaller motor are handled without drama, as long as you help with a gear or two. If you're new to e-bikes, torque is the twist that gets you moving. Higher torque means quicker launches and easier hill starts. On this bike, that quick launch is the headline. Key features that stand out to me are the motor, the removable 48-volt 13-hour battery with UL 2849 safety certification, the included lights with signaling, and the rear rack that's actually useful. The drivetrain is a 7-speed with a trigger shifter, familiar and reliable. You get 4 riding modes: pure electric, throttle only; pass, pedal assist, where the motor helps as you pedal; cruise, maintains a set speed without constant throttle input; and bike, motor off. Pass is great for extending range and keeping your speed steady without burning through the battery as fast as throttle-only riding. The V80 feels solid at speed. The frame tracks straight, there's no weird flex, and the tires grip better than their width suggests. The fork takes the sting out of potholes and curb cuts, and the mid-shock helps when the road gets patchy. It's not a mountain bike, but city streets and light gravel are well within its comfort zone. The grips with palm rests feel thoughtful. The saddle, though, is where the comfort story falls apart. In my opinion, it's too narrow and gets uncomfortable fast. I swapped it early, and if you plan to commute more than a few miles, I'd do the same. The bike is also heavy, which you'll notice when you're pushing it in a hallway, lifting it onto a rack, or carrying it upstairs. On the move, the weight adds stability. At walking speed, it's just weight. Braking is where expectations and reality diverge. My unit came with mechanical dual disc brakes. They work, but with a 28 miles per hour top speed and a hefty frame, I want more bite and smoother control. Mechanical systems use a cable. Hydraulic brakes use fluid and typically deliver stronger stopping power and better modulation, especially in wet conditions. From my experience, you can ride as is if you're mindful and give yourself extra space, but I'd recommend upgrading to hydraulic calipers and quality rotors for peace of mind. It's a safety spend that matches the motor's performance. The LCD is straightforward indoors, but in bright sunlight it washes out and becomes hard to read. That matters when you're trying to check speed, assist level, or battery bars at a glance. Speaking of battery bars, the gauge can bounce around under load, which is normal to a point, but here it's jumpy enough to cause range anxiety. The advertised range numbers assume light assist and conservative speeds. Riding faster with more throttle drains faster. On mixed rides with pass and some throttle bursts, I see roughly 25 to 40 miles depending on wind, terrain, and how hard I push. On throttle-heavy city runs at higher speeds, I plan around 20 to 25 miles. Charge time for me is about 6 to 7 hours from low. The removable design is convenient. I prefer charging the battery indoors and leaving the bike locked. Assembly came mostly done. I had to attach the front wheel, bars, pedals, and adjust the brakes and drivetrain. The included tools are workable, but I used my own for better feel. The printed instructions are okay. The video and taking your time help more. I also checked spoke tension and torqued the major fasteners. In my opinion, any new e-bike benefits from a careful once-over before the first ride. On quality and reliability, my unit has been solid. No mystery noises, no loose hardware after bedding in the brakes and rechecking bolts. That said, I've seen inconsistent reports from other owners, ranging from simple annoyances like squeaky rotors to more serious issues like loose spokes, misaligned wheels, or electronics that arrive DOA. Support experiences vary. I always treat a purchase like this as a package that includes a return policy, seller responsiveness, and my own willingness to troubleshoot. If you're not comfortable tweaking or exchanging, that's important to consider. How it actually rides day to day is the part I enjoy talking about. The motor's surge makes city riding fun. I can keep pace with traffic when needed, then roll quietly in PS when I want to save battery. The lights with turn signals feel like real commuter gear, not an afterthought, and drivers actually notice them. The rack carries a work bag and a small grocery run without wobble. The downsides are predictable. The stock seat and mechanical brakes don't match the speed potential. The display is hard to see in harsh sunlight, and the weight is real when parking or lifting. None of those are deal breakers for me because I expected them at this price and planned for upgrades. It's perfect for a rider who values strong acceleration, wants a fully featured commuter right out of the box, and doesn't mind making a couple of smart upgrades. From my experience, a comfortable saddle and hydraulic brakes transform the V80 from fast and fun to fast, fun, and confident. If you like to customize and you're budget conscious, the core package, the frame and motor, is worth building on. I'd recommend this for riders who want Class 3 speeds, have rolling hills on their routes, and prefer a step-through frame for easy stops and starts. If you're new to e-bikes, quick refreshers. PS means your pedaling triggers motor help. Throttle means the motor runs without pedaling. Mechanical brakes use cables and can feel spongier over time. Hydraulic brakes use fluid for stronger stopping. Wear a good helmet, learn how far you can really go on your routes, and leave extra room for braking at higher speeds. In my opinion, the Movcan V80 is a strong value as a high-power base platform. The motor and frame are the stars. The accessories are generous and practical, even if the screen visibility and seat comfort miss the mark. The brakes work, but they hold the bike back from its full potential until you upgrade. Range is decent if you use PS and ride at moderate speeds. Heavy throttle riding shortens it quickly. As long as you set expectations and budget for a couple of parts, it's a very fun commuter. In conclusion, the V80 rides like a performance e-bike dressed as a city cruiser. It's quick, sturdy, and loaded with useful features, with comfort and braking that benefit from personalization. If that sounds like your kind of project, you'll likely smile every time you twist the throttle. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more honest gear reviews, and leave your questions or your own experience with the V80 in the comments. Thank you for watching.